Morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Hey, how are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning walk, man. Hey, it's a great day here in Houston. It's a little cold, a little chilly. Not cold, just chilly for this time. We're just like in early 50s or so, but I'm a little late than usual because I had some of these delivery guys coming and deliver something to my house. You know, they always give you this big window between 8:30 and 12:30, and you never know what time to show up. And to show up just a little before the time I usually come on. So I got delayed a little bit. But I'm still here. I'm gonna do what I need to do, man. I can do what I need to do. How are everyone doing today? Happy Friday to everyone. I just hope you guys have a great weekend. Hey, today I'm gonna be quick. I just wanna say, man, how much of us praying for our breakthroughs, we get to our breakthroughs and we don't even realize we get it? Or are we not mentally prepared for our breakthroughs when we get it, man? So we got to be mentally prepared for our breakthroughs, unlike the Israelites who was not mentally prepared when they get a breakthrough, right? So if you're going to be praying for a new promotion, you got to look at that position, see what it involves, see how it's going to change your life. See what you need, see if you got, you're praying for get the manager position. Okay, what's the difference between manager and supervisor? I know some of the benefits and things you're going to enjoy and we like as being a supervisor. You may not enjoy as being a manager, but they got different benefits there. But it might cost you more time. You're coming into work early, leaving, you're coming in a little late. Some days you can get under the radar, or you're leaving early. When you get to the manager, that may not be. You got young kids, how they're going to affect your kids. You might got it the first 2 months, might be you got to stay a little late in the office. How that's going to affect you. So you do all your research and everything, so you mentally prepared. So when you get the position, it's not a struggle and you got to complain about it. You're praying to God for kids. You want kids. You got to remember, once you're praying for kids, pray for patience alongside that. So when you get the kid, you're just stressed out, you're complaining about everybody, about this and that. So whatever you're praying for, man, you got to be mentally prepared. So when you get it, first of all, you recognize it, and then you could understand what it's going to take, so you can appreciate it, right? Because unlike the Israelites, let's look at their story here and see how they was not mentally prepared for their breakthrough, how they handle it, right? He said, the Lord, this is when the Lord talked to Moses at the burning bush, when he was telling them he can go and get his people out of Egypt, right? So the Lord said, I have seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I've heard their crying, they're crying out because of their slave drivers. You see, he heard their crying, so they mean they were praying. He heard their crying, so they mean they were praying for this breakthrough, right? I'm concerned about their suffering, so I come to rescue them from the hands of the Egyptians and to bring them out of that land into a spacious land and a land flowing with milk and honey. So he said, man, I heard the cry. I heard they're praying to be freed. They're praying for this freedom, so I come and I can lead them out and take them into a land of milk and honey, right? A nice spacious land of milk and honey. But on the journey now, hear how some of the complaints they have on that journey, right? Exodus 14:11. They said to Moses, what was it because there's no graves in Egypt that you brought us out to the desert to die? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt? That's not the very thing you were praying for. That's not the very thing you were praying for. And since a little adversity come, you complain and saying you should have stayed there, right? You were praying to God 400 years. You heard you crying. He decided to take you out now, right? So let's see again in Numbers 11, 4 through 6. 11, 4 through 6. It's saying, the rabble with them began to crave other food and again, the Israelites started wailing or complaining. Good morning, Renita. Good morning. Wailing, complaining, and said, if only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything, just this manna. Natasha Passat, good morning, good morning. So you see, They prayed for this breakthrough to come out of Egypt from this slavery, but they were not mentally prepared for their freedom. They're still looking back and still want the things. They forget all that we're going through while they were praying. They're just looking at the good. Oh, we ain't got no proper food here to eat. According to them, we remember all this food we had to pay for. You pay for it with all the hard labor that you were doing and the suffering you was going through. The food wasn't free. All the bricks you were making for Pharaoh and all that to make it wasn't free, right? So I'm saying, so if you're praying for a breakthrough, some of us already have our breakthrough, but because we're not mentally prepared for it, we don't recognize it. We're still complaining, just like the Israelites, right? So if you're going to be praying for a breakthrough, make sure you're mentally prepared. Make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're looking and see what difference in your life this going to cause you, right? Make sure you are mentally prepared for that breakthrough, because lots of us got the breakthrough. We're praying for a good husband, a good wife. We get a good husband and a good wife, and some of us still want to go and sleep around and all of that. Not knowing we got a breakthrough that we pray for. Or all we doing is complain about that mate or so, right? We praying for the kids, like I said. Then you're just complaining about these kids or this or that. You remember, you're praying for kids, pray for patience, right? You're praying to get your own business, but then you realize they can always got a period, just like these Israelites, when you got to go through something in the beginning to get to the land of milk and honey, right? He tell them, hey, I'll take you to the spacious land, right? And the thing is, the longer you complain, is the longer it can take for you to get to the sweet part of the breakthrough, right? The longer you complain, is the longer it's going to take for you to get to the nice part of the breakthrough. Let's say you get a promotion, right? And the first 2-3 months, you have to stay long in the office because you got to learn the position. You got to, there's a lot to learn when you get to a new position. You don't know everything until you get there, right? And you got to go through the first 2-3 months before you get it. But just like the Israelites, within the time there, they complaining how they have anything to eat, a little adversity, the place hot, we ain't got water, we ain't got this, right? And the longer they were complaining, that's why they wait 40 years. And the people who left Egypt, none of them set foot in the promised land because they were complaining, right? And they asked for this breakthrough, right? So I'm saying, guys, if you're asking for your breakthroughs, make sure you're ready mentally, not physically, but mentally ready for that thing that you're asking for. And some of us have it already, and we recognize it because we were not mentally prepared for what we're asking for, guys. What we're asking for. A lot of people want business, but they know that business, they got lots of struggles in between it to get it to where it needs to be. And it's still going to be every day. When you left your job, when you go home, when you got your own business, you never off the job. You're always on the job. You're the job, you're always on there, right? So be mentally prepared for what you're asking for. Do the homework. Do what you need to do to find out everything about what you're asking for. So when you receive it, you are ready for it. So when a little adversity comes, you're not going to be like the Israelites and complaining about the hardship that you got to go through for the very thing that you asked for, right? But they're going to be the light at the end of the tunnel. They're going to be the sweet part of that position or that thing that you're praying for. You're going to enjoy it, but you got to go through something to get it. You got to go through something to get it. And endure that portion where you got to go through to get to the land of milk and honey. Right, guys? I'm going to leave that there today. Have a great, great weekend. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk again on Monday, guys. All right. Goodbye.